Summer break is almost over.
Boo. I've had such a good summer. It's hard to say goodbye. I do feel like we've spent a lot of time in cottages by the ocean.
Welcome to the Book Barn. I'm Lasha.
And I'm Lanie. And we're back today with just the two of us.
Yes.
It's been a bit since we've done that.
Yeah.
Have you been reading?
Well, I've read our book club book that we're talking about today. Beyond that, I haven't had a chance to read a whole lot. I've got a lot of stuff going on in my personal life. We have a new business venture going on with our family business, and my husband and I, we're doing a lot of research and kind of have a little bit of growing pains right now. So I've been tied up with that a lot. But I did just start a new book. It's called The Fourth Daughter, and it is by Liao Butler. And it is a multi-generational novel. It starts out in Taiwan in 1959, and there is a young couple about to give birth to their fourth child. And they have 3 daughters already, and the fourth baby is another daughter. And in Taiwan, I guess the number 4 is an unlucky number, mainly because it sounds very close. I think it said very close to the word for death.
Oh.
So it's kind of considered a bad number. People will skip it. They'll skip the 4th floor in buildings and
kind of like 13.
13 here. Yeah. So she gives birth, the mother gives birth to the 4th daughter, and the father is very disappointed that he didn't have a son because daughters don't mean as much at the time. And he gives her away.
Oh.
And so we skip ahead to present day in Manhattan. And so we have a younger character now, and it is her grandmother who had the daughter that was given away. And it's just starting out. So I'm pretty intrigued. Yeah.
That sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It does. And so how far are you?
Oh, it's part 1, and I'm just a few pages into it. But
okay.
It's getting me hooked already.
And where did you find this?
I think it was a first reads for July.
Nice.
I noticed that on Goodreads, there's a giveaway for it right now. So, well, what about you?
Okay. So I listened to Sunrise on the Reaping, which is one of the prequels to the Hunger Games series. This is Haymitch's story. Have you read any of the Hunger Games?
No, I have not.
Did you watch any of the movies?
I watched like one of them, but I didn't. It's not something that I just got into.
Okay. I've read most of them.
Yep.
I think there's one I haven't read that has the story behind President Snow, but this is also a prequel. Haymitch is a character we already knew, but this is his story when he was in the Reaping. And so it's his birthday. This is written by Suzanne Collins. I should say that as well. But it's the quarter quell, so twice as many tributes are going to be taken from their homes. And he is one of the names that's drawn. And so they take him away from his family and from his sweetheart. He has a little girlfriend. And they take him to the Capitol. And once they're in the Capitol, we get to meet some of those characters that we've known before, but now they're younger. We already love them, so it's kind of fun to see their earlier lives. We see President Snow, which we despise, and Haymitch is thrown into these Hunger Games, and just like all the others, it keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's very good. If you like that kind of story, if you've liked any of the Hunger Games, you would love this one. I really enjoyed it. I listened to it, and the reader was Jefferson White, and the voice was fantastic, very believable as Haymitch. I would really recommend it, and I saw on our Facebook page that our friend Brooke had just read it as well, and she said she loved it too.
Nice.
So I recommend it if you like that type of story.
Okay. Very good.
I wanted to add one more thing.
Okay.
They were in President Snow's library at one point, and there was a line that really grabbed me. It said, "A library is a world of words."
Oh, that is awesome.
I loved that.
Yeah.
I really did love that.
Yeah.
So anyway.
And now I get to enter a world of words almost every day.
Yes, and I love that.
I am working part-time at the library still, so.
I feel like you're going to be able to give me lots of titles.
Oh, yeah. We're just getting our new rotation books in, too, so we have a whole bookcase full of brand new titles to look through.
Well, and so many of our book club members do use the library.
Yes.
And people should use the library.
Oh, Lanie, I got news for you, okay?
Oh, no.
We have loved using Hoopla.
Yes.
And they are doing away with it at our library. And Libby is up and going, and so I need to show you after a while how to get logged in. So
okay. We will miss you, Hoopla.
yes, we will. We will. So now we need to talk about our July book club book, Summer at Hideaway Key by Barbara Davis.
Yes. This will be an interesting one to talk about.
Right. I have some very mixed feelings about this book.
I do as well. I'm going to say it's a good book, but we have to mention right up front that it has content that is going to make some readers feel uncomfortable. It made me feel uncomfortable.
Yes.
Shocking might be a word for it. Appalling, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have a word that kind of... That's tough.
Yeah. Heart-wrenching.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you want to share why we chose this book?
Well, we were looking for a summer read.
Yes.
Summer at Hideaway Key. Loved the title. The cover's beautiful. And we thought, nice beachy read. And it does take place on a beautiful beach. It's kind of a dual timeline story. We're going back in time through journal entries. And so that's interesting, but that was a heartbreaking story.
Yes.
The story of the past. We read Echo of Old Books from Barbara Davis.
And loved it. I loved it.
Loved it. It probably is one of my top reads in the past couple of years. Yeah, not exactly what I was expecting.
Agree. Again, I would say it was good, but nothing like Echo of Old Books.
No, nothing. Even in the writing. Like, all through Echo of Old Books, her words just drew me in. And this one, the story is good, but even that writing just didn't feel exactly the same to me either.
And I saw that she has like 13 books. I would definitely read another one.
Yeah.
But I hope they're more like the Echo instead of.
Yeah. Which Echo of Old Books had some heartbreak, but not at the same level.
Right.
As this one. So.
I agree. We should probably read some of the synopsis.
Okay. Lily St. Clair inherits a cottage on Hideaway Key along Florida's Gulf Coast, left to her by her father, who never even mentioned owning it. Yes, it is another beach cottage story.
And when Lily visits the cottage, she discovers boxes and boxes of old items. A little bit cluttery is the kind of feel I got for that, including those journals that you mentioned, written by her mother's sister. This is intriguing because her mother really hasn't spoken to her sister in years and years and years. Like, I think they said 30 years.
Yeah, and the mother never even really talked about the sister.
No.
To our main character, Lily. And as Lily starts to read the journals, she uncovers a painful family history.
The novel does have a dual timeline, as we said. It opens with two young girls left at a poor farm in Tennessee. The story shifts between that past and Lily's present, where she's uncovering secrets and, of course, meeting Dean, the tall, tan, good-looking neighbor.
So what did you think about Dean? Was he worthy of a beach read love interest?
I really felt like that part of the story was kind of I don't think it had to be there.
Yeah, a little bit forced, maybe.
Maybe.
To make this a beach read love story, because that's not really what it was about.
Agree. And yes, he was good looking. He was wealthy.
Yeah.
She didn't do a good job of making me love him.
Right. Yeah, I just kind of felt like they were all kind of, I don't know if I want to say not well developed, but just.
In Dean's case, I think it was not developed well. I mean, we know he wants to buy her cottage and that he doesn't really want to be in a very serious relationship. So, I don't know.
Yeah. So how did the choices that were made by Lily's mother and aunt impact her identity and her relationships?
So her aunt was the older sister, and Lily's mom was terribly jealous of her. So as you said, she didn't really ever get to know her aunt. Lily probably never saw a loving marriage, and that may have affected her in her dating years.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. So there is a quote from Lily May that kind of stuck with me. She had much to mourn, but little to regret. This aunt did bequeath that cottage to Lily's father upon her death. And when I first started the book, I texted you and I said, Houston, we have a problem.
And I will admit, I had no idea what you were even talking about.
So we had just finished 28 Summers, which got very mixed reviews from the girls in our book club. And this one started so similarly. Both those stories have inheritances. Both of these stories take place in cottages by the ocean.
Yes.
The part in 28 Summers that kind of gave us issue.
Left a bad taste for everyone was the infidelity.
Yes. And you get the sense that that is happening here as well.
Right.
And so when I was first starting it, I was like, oh no.
Here we go again.
They are not going to like this. Very different stories.
Very different. And I have a feeling that this one is also going to get some very, very mixed reviews.
Should be an interesting meeting.
Yeah. How did you think that Davis handled the painful topics, especially involving Zell at the poorhouse? Was it realistic, respectful?
So that part of the story, I had a very difficult time reading.
Yeah.
I thought she did handle it tastefully. No, that is not even the word I want. She didn't go so far when she was describing these children are very much abused in multiple ways.
Right.
They're at this poor farm, which historically I think those things did happen. They had to work, but then they're also, how do we want to say this?
Taken advantage of.
Very much so.
Yeah.
It was difficult to read.
It was.
I just wanted to get past it.
Yep. I agree.
I will say, I thought Brother Zell and his wife Ruth both were horrible humans.
Yes, very much.
So if that was her goal, to make you, I don't like the word hate, but despise people, she did well on that.
Yeah.
Okay. So who stood out to you among the Hideaway Key locals? Salty, Bubba, Sheila, Roma. How did their small town charm or gossip shape the story? I'm going to say this right now. We didn't get enough of that. That was the part of the story I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Was they kind of all gathered at a bar, or I guess it was a bar. I liked some of these characters. Which one did you like?
Well, I really enjoyed Sheila.
She was maybe my favorite character.
Yeah, Sheila was maybe my favorite too. Rona was interesting. Yeah.
Fortune telling. We will say that.
Yeah. Sheila was my favorite. Yeah.
Agree. Yeah, I loved her. She became a friend to Lily. Did deal with some breast cancer. We will say that. And I guess they met kind of because she owned a shop, and Lily went bikini shopping, which I would hate to do.
Yeah.
I liked Salty as well. He owned the bar, and he was a crime novelist.
Fun.
Yep. Were there any that you didn't like?
No, not necessarily.
Yeah, me either.
There was Captain Bubba. He was a marine biologist. He did the dolphin tours?
Something like
Some
that.
kind of tour.
Yes.
But his partner was Drew, and it was Drew as in Bledsoe, not Barrymore. And
I almost felt like this was a Cheers kind of situation. You know, the movie.
at the bar, yeah. Everyone was always there.
Yeah.
So was the ending satisfying for you?
I guess so. How
Yeah.
about you?
Yeah. Well, I guess it was okay for this story, but this book didn't do it for me. Not for what I was expecting from this author.
Which brings up, I want to talk about another book that while I was reading this, I was like, this reminds me a lot of a book I read years ago. And that book I did love. So when I'm comparing the two, it kind of helps me to give this one a rating, honestly. Have you ever read the book Before We Were Yours by Lisa Wingate?
No, I have not.
So
I've heard of it.
Oh my gosh, Lasha, you need to read it. My cousin Brandy talked me into listening to it, actually. I was driving back and forth to Minnesota. I had one of my sons lived there, and I needed a good book to listen to because that was a long drive, to and from. And so she recommended that book. So here's the difference between Summer at Hideaway Key and Before We Were Yours. In Summer at Hideaway Key, those kids were abandoned. The mother and the aunt were abandoned at that place. In this other book, the kids are stolen. And it is historical fiction. And if you look it up, these things really, really happened. And so, they live on the river, and their mother's having twins, and there's complications, and their father has to take her to the hospital, and he leaves the oldest in charge to watch over the other siblings. And they have the dad sign some papers. They tricked him into signing away his kids.
Oh, no.
And they take them.
At the hospital?
So the baby she had, they were told that they died.
Oh, right.
They're not always truthful. And the kids that were on the river, they came and took them. And then they get money when they adopt them out. Mm-hmm. And so it's a dual timeline. Both books are like that. But in this case, you are heartbroken. There is abuse. It reminded me of this book so much, but I would have gave Before We Were Yours a 5. Mm-hmm. It's memorable. I'm talking, my granddaughter is 5 years old, and she was a baby when I listened to that story. So it's been a while,
right?
But I remember it. And I remember being heartbroken and angry that those things happened, but still appreciated the story. Mm-hmm. Whereas this one, I don't know that I'd recommend it. I don't know.
I'm not even sure that I would recommend it either.
Did you have a paragraph that you liked from this book?
I actually did have a few. Let me find one for you. How about you? How about you go first?
Okay, I do have one. So this one got me. Mine is from Lily Mae's journal, speaking about her sister. Poor thing. She never really had anything of her own. Nothing that wasn't some kind of charity. Her clothes, Chessie, even Mama belonged to me first, and were all a little worse for wear by the time they got to her, especially Mama. I had the best of her, while poor Bitsy wound up with the leftovers. I'm not sure she'll ever forgive me for that, or even knows she blames me. But she does, and I don't know how to make it right. And this line, so powerful, especially remembering that these are children. Everyone works for the sin of being poor.
Goodness, how heartbreaking. Yeah. So you went deep.
I did.
And so that's right. This book has a lot of that in there. And we were kind of thinking lighthearted beach reads.
Not that.
So there were some moments of some nice beach descriptions. And so that's where my quote,
Great.
that's where my paragraph is going. And this was from chapter 9, I think. And this is at present day with Lily. And they are at the Sundowner, the bar that you were talking about. And so this is it. For the next 10 minutes, no one at the Sundowner moved or spoke. Out on the beach, people stood at the water's edge, arm in arm, hand in hand, children perched on their father's shoulders, all watching, waiting as an orb of liquid fire slid steadily lower, turning the clouds to flame and the sea to quicksilver. How long had it been since I'd watched a sunset? Treated it like a miracle. Had I ever? Lily watched until the last sliver of crimson had melted into the sea, surprised and delighted when the crowd burst into applause, accompanied by the raucous cheers and even a few whistles. Her eyes stung with a sudden rush of tears. She blinked them away before turning to Dean.
Okay, that's the Barbara Davis that I like.
Right. So Echo of Old Books was filled with writing like that.
Yes.
This book was not so much. There were moments like this, and I had a few other paragraphs where she's talking about the sea and the stars and things that I did love. I guess it was just, the very sad storyline where it was hard to try and find those. It's just too heartbreaking to say, oh, here's a paragraph that I loved. But
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's rate it.
I don't know.
Okay, so I'm going to give it, I actually liked 28 Summers more. And
I did too.
I gave it a 4.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with 3.5.
I'd probably stick with 3.
So I think that pretty much wraps it up, Miss Lasha.
Okay.
What's our next book club book?
So our next book is Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. And I'm excited.
Me too.
So until next time, everyone, I'm Lasha.
And I'm Lanie.
And keep your bookmarks busy.